ahi tuna with mushrooms and an edamame puree. Let's go. For the ahi, I have 2 fillets, roughly 4 to 5 ounces each. I'm going to pat them dry. This is one of those times where I don't like it a juice. Once they're pat dry, I'm going to put them back in the fridge to stay nice and cold. I'm going to fancy these up with soy sauce and some sesame seeds to make a beautiful crust. I'm going to grab myself 2 containers, and in one container goes the soy sauce. I use low sodium. In the other container goes a heaping and healthy amount of the sesame seeds. Now I'm going to take my beautiful ahi tuna fillets and I'm going to dip them in the soy sauce. If you want, you could allow them to marinate for 10 to 30 minutes, but I'm just going to dip them in. This helps the sesame seeds adhere to the fillets. Look at those beauties. Now it's time to bring out the Breville Control Freak induction burner. I'm going to get a sauté pan and I'm going to get it hot first. Then, when the pan is hot, I'm going to add oil and let the oil get hot. Once the pan and the oil is hot, I add the beautifully crusted ahi tuna fillets. The goal here is to sear them on medium to medium-high heat, just enough to get the crust brown and caramelized. This whole process should take about 2 to 3 minutes. I want to be careful to keep these nice and rare and not overcook them. Once they're done, I put them on a resting rack and pop them back into the fridge. Now it's time to get water boiling for the edamame. What I'm going to do here is take my salted boiling water and blanch these edamame beans to get them bright green and tender to the tooth. Once that's done, I'm going to drain them into an ice bath to stop the cooking process and help preserve that bright green color. Look at that. Now to make the edamame puree, I've got my blanched edamame, I've got lime juice, I've got avocado, the secret weapon, and I've got some hot honey. I'm going to assemble all of this in a plastic solo cup. I put the avocado in first. Give about a 2 to 3 second squeeze of honey. Going to add in the lime juice, salt, and then a little water to help it blend. Pop this in my nifty Blendtec Stealth Nitro blender. And away we go. The puree should be a puree. Beautiful, creamy, and oh so smooth. Next up, it's time to prep the Portobello mushroom, getting rid of the scales on the back of the mushroom. Do not skip this step anytime you cook Portobello mushrooms. Once the scales are gone, I'm going to use a damp paper towel and wipe the mushrooms clean. Now it's time to season the Portobello mushroom, and I'm going to keep it simple. Just some olive oil, salt, and one of my favorite herbs of all time, fresh thyme. Portobello mushrooms can be hard to season because they're big and clunky and they can quickly absorb a lot of oil. So I use a bowl, put some oil and salt and the fresh herbs and gently work it around with my hands. Once it's mixed, it's time to take the bus to Sear Alley. Again, hot pan, then oil, then hot oil, then goes in the mushroom. I'm going to treat this just like the fillet or like a steak. I'm looking to sear it first. I wanted to do this on the grill, but it was pouring rain. So I opted for a sauté pan. Now I'm going to finish this off just like I would a steak. I'm going to hit it with some butter, some fresh herbs. Just beautiful. Now it's time to cut the mushrooms so I can begin to plate the dish. I'm just going to cut these in strips. You can cut them however you'd like. For the tuna, I'm going to cut them in pieces that are no bigger than a 1/2 inch thick. Look at that. Beautiful. Now it's time to plate with the fancy eyeball plate. First, I'm going to put my edamame puree down, which is chilled or at room temperature. And now for fun, I like to alternate between the seared ahi tuna and the seared portobello mushroom. To finish this plate off, I'm going to hit it with some flaky salt, some micro cilantro that I've tossed in oil, lime juice, and salt, and then some leftover edamame beans that were blanched. And the final accent to this is a balsamic reduction. Just a couple drippy drops. Look at that. Now that should be on the cover of a magazine. So there you have it, one of my favorite go-to summer recipes. Seared ahi tuna, portobello mushrooms, and an edamame puree. It's just summer on a plate. It's great with a group of people or just you and your significant other. Thank you so much for watching another episode of Bricks and Mortar, ongoing cooking series on my YouTube channel that focuses on foundational foods that promote well-being and longevity. If you like this, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my YouTube channel, where each week I have a new video in one of 4 different categories: life advice podcasts, cooking videos like this, book review video podcasts, and an unbox and review video series. Thank you so much. This is all part of the Saturday is Dadder Day Media Network, and we'll see you next time. Have a great day.